Let's start with the basics of sales and how to build the sales organization. Topic number one: who is your buyer persona? Your buyer persona is the company role that is willing or is open to buy your product. It's the buyer persona not have to be confused. I mean, it's part of the workflow, which includes also the ICP, which is the ideal customer profile, which is more related to the company, which size, which industry, which use case, which geography, and also the concept of BANT. BANT means budget, authority, need, and timing. If you have those three criteria matching, you have a very likely high chance to close a deal. Um, let's analyze what are the deal sources and what can now the win looks like. Outbound are all the leads generated from the outbound team, people that connect through email, through social, through phone calls, and whatever your potential targets. The inbound are spontaneous, more or less spontaneous because it can be driven through online advertising. Spontaneous request of information or demo coming to your website, landing page, and so on, asking for a lead, asking for information or pricing, whatever. Other leads can come from your partner, value-added reseller, or if your product is white label, it's another source of lead, etc., etc. And then there is the concept of self-sourcing. Self-sourcing is the quantity of opportunities that need to be generated by account executive usually in an inbound outbound in an outbound inbound sales organization. Account executive does not create their pipeline, but if you have big leads, let's say whale leads, 30 $300,000, you don't want people junior outbound BDR hunting for those whales. You want account executive create those opportunities, and you need to be strict on identify the threshold, $300,000, don't know, and the percentage of the pipeline that should be made by those deals. When you acquire customer, you have two kind of acquisition: new logo or upsell, cross-sell, expansion. New logo are the customer that we have acquired. Upsell, cross-sell, expansion are the customers that we sell more things that are already customer of us. The pipeline is usually made like this. It's very basic. Every sales manager, every CRM have his own philosophy on the pipeline. This is very basic. You can change it as you want. So the lead, the marketing ready lead are the first layer, the top of the funnel. All the names that comes in, qualified or not qualified. Based on the ICP, your ideal customer profile, there is a semi-automatic or automatic way to move from lead to marketing qualified lead. We clean all non-ICP. For example, if we target mid-large enterprise and there are a lot of small business leads, these are not marketing qualified. They are automatically discarded. Then there is the sales qualified lead. That means it's a bunted lead. All the leads that have budget, authority, needs, and timeline. What I mean with authority, if an intern is asking information, it's probably part of the ICP in terms of company, but this intern doesn't have an authority, so it's probably not sales qualified unless you can scale to the boss of this intern, which is your which probably have authority. Opportunity. So when you have qualified this and you made the demo, and everything, you can quantify this opportunity and say, okay, this is probably, I mean, there is a chance that this will convert as a lead. And yes, after you have made the deal, you have acquired the customer with the conversion rate in place. Sell, upsell, and cross sell. So, new logo, we have clarified what is. Upsell are all the SKUs that we sell to the actual customer. An actual customer is not a company, can be a department. And then when you expand through department or parents company, imagine General Electric that owns like I don't know, 100 companies. This is cross-sell and expansion through sister company, parent companies, department, and so on and so on. When we look at the data in the pipeline and the conversion rate, you always have to look in two ways. Way number one, quantity. Way number two, unit economics. Look at this example. Let's imagine that we have sold module one attached to the core. There is a 13% attachment rate in terms of units. I mean, 13% of the customer buy this specific module, it's a quantity. But in terms of ARR, this is 2% more on the ACV. So there is a problem. A decent size attachment rate with a really small quantity in terms of unit economics. You always have to look at the pipeline from two angles. Units, I mean, from many angles. Two important are units and unit economic attached. Then, when we have acquired the customer, what next? First of all, we implement the customer. So we install, put live the software. When everything is set up, you do the kickoff. Kickoff means training, communication, product launch. After you have launched your product, you start supporting the customer to have as many users possible inside the product, so you have adoption. When you have adoption, customer is happy, and probably is the right moment to engage account ADR, which are the BDR focus on expansion and cross-sell. And the account manager, which are the person that are focusing on expansion, upsell, cross-sell to close the deal, to start hunting for opportunities to expand this customer. And then when this internal customer is happy, we can use this customer as a champion to expand inside other departments or sister companies. Uh, Same concept as before. Pipeline. We can look at the pipeline from two angles, quantity and unit economics. Look at the second area, procurement, when there are 40 units, but only $200,000 attachment. That means that there is something strange in this pipeline. That means huge demand from a small business, but in total pipeline economics value is low. So you see an increase on quantity and a decrease on revenues in terms of opportunities in the pipeline, in the procurement stage. Same, you have to look also at the use case and segment analysis. That means if you serve three different use cases, let's segment the pipeline on those use cases. For example, for learning, you have internal employee training, external other students training, and hybrid. That means you train both. And as you can see, there are fluctuation inside the pipeline for quarter over quarter. It's important that you analyze the pipeline very deep and in a very fragmented way. Welcome to the coffee break. There is something that it doesn't look right here. Why? If we look in retrospective, we see that this module have a 13% attachment rate in terms of units. So let's say you have a core module and over 100 core modules sold, 13 have attached this module to the core product, which is not bad, nothing exceptional, but it's okay. But the real problem is that the money attached to this module is only 2%. So 13% attachment rate, only 2% above on top of the price of the core product, which makes this unsellable because the account executive will not spend its time to sell this little revenue on top. It's not going to pay the bills. So what can we do here? First of all, maybe we can try to bundle this module inside a group of other modules, like in a single bundle, and try to sell it together, analyze the attachment rate, and hoping that the ARR attachment rate will be above 10%. We don't know. Can be a strategy. The second strategy is it's not gonna fly, so we just embed these for free inside the core product because it's less costly to give it the customer for free and maybe do some good marketing about that than try to sell something that increase the ACV only 2% more. Another weird situation. As you can see, this is a pipeline procurement stage, and as you can see, if the gray area is let's assume Q3, we are selling. If you look the procurement quantity, we say, wow, we are selling 40 units of products. We are probably onboarding, acquiring 40 customers. Compared to the previous quarter that was 35 customers. So everything is doing great. But then if you look at the unit economics, we see that we made more money selling to 35 customers the quarter before because the total pipeline value was 230. And then in Q3, we sell to 40 customers, but the total pipeline value was 200. So what is the situation underlying here? Probably we are selling smaller products or to smaller customers. What we can see here is probably we are selling more small business than large business, but in order to better understand the underlying situation, you need a data reporting business intelligence system that gives you a segmentation of the pipeline or by product. Maybe we are selling the less expensive product if you are a multiple product company, or by segment or by use case, but you need a drill down inside this pipeline because there is something that is not smelling good. So it took me a while to start again recording the slides because I was stuck on sales and marketing. I started with one rule fits all, and I started realizing that when your ACV or cost of customer acquisition are not sustainable, probably we need at least two framework for mid large enterprise and small business sales. So the outcome is different approaches.